healing, dreaming, believing, manifesting, pivoting. Welcome to Pivot's Pulse Podcast.
I'm Lynne Leone, Executive Director of Pivot's Potential. We're a trauma center that's located in Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia, and New Mexico. We're back for our second edition of Pivot's Pulse Podcast. Last time we talked about soul contracts, and today we're going to talk about raising our elevation and ascension and the things that keep us blocked. And I know all of you have experienced this from time to time because it's a daily practice. So what are those things that keep us blocked? Let me talk about some of those things that you may be experiencing from day to day and may feel yourself sinking. One of those major things that we feel are our daily triggers. So what are some of those things? Maybe something someone has said, something someone has done, and those things go straight down to our subconscious, and they start working before we even know it. And then we're back into old behaviors, old thoughts, old narratives that maybe have been from our childhood, and we don't even realize it. And then we are sinking back in to old feelings, old depression, old anxiety, and our behaviors become unmanageable. And then what happens to our elevation, that feeling of safety, that feeling of calm, that feeling of peace, that connection to all that is, that feeling of being at peace with God, with universe, with everything that we're connected to, it goes away. And we have anger, we have fear, we have disconnection, we feel isolated. That is not how life is supposed to be. So remember, keep track of what's going on to you day to day. The other thing that can keep our disconnection from our ascension and our elevation is fear. When we become afraid, we're disconnecting. And when we're afraid, we have a lot of things that happen to us. When we're afraid, we're disconnected from God, from Source, from universe, from all that is. There is no reason to be afraid if we truly believe. When we're afraid, we have a lot of things that happen. Maybe we're still in dysfunctional relationships that we shouldn't be in. Maybe we need to take account of who we're connected to. Oftentimes when we're in those relationships, we have to put on masks just to be in them. Maybe we need to become someone else that we truly are not anymore because we've done the healing that we need to do and those people have not. If you find yourself in those places, do a second thought. Make sure that you're being true to yourself, because if you feel like you're being compressed, being constricted in those people's presence, make sure you're being honest with yourself, because that is bringing you down and causing your elevation of peace, serenity, and who you are to be affected. And that is not okay. Also, another thing that messes with your elevation is pushing things under the rug. If you are pushing things under the rug, you can only push them so far and for so long before you trip. And when you trip, you're going to get hurt. You need to make sure that you are having open and honest communication with everyone, even the ones that you are having to have the mask on for, because it is not only hurting you, but it is hurting them, because you may be the only one that is able to stand up and talk to them, because they are in a place of hurting, in a place of pain, and in a place of their own trauma. And they are in a place where they are reeling. And if you can stand up and talk to them, you may be able to reach them and hold out a hand of hope and be able to pull them onto the other side of their healing. Be brave. Be their warrior that they cannot be. Know where you stand in your authentic, elevated self so that you can be the one to help another soul that is in pain. Don't disregard them, no matter how much anger they give to you. This is important to know. I know that you may want to shut them out, and it may feel like the right thing to do. But if they are somebody that is important in your life, do a second thought. Even though you may need to take space, do that, but reevaluate. What is your part in your soul contract with them? We covered that last time. So reevaluate that. If there is old pain that is still hanging around with them, reevaluate that. Are they a person that has evil in their veins? Or are they a person that is just in pain? Are they a person with unfinished business? I don't know. That is for you to decide. What about the word fine? How often do you walk around in your world saying, I'm fine? This is something, as a trauma specialist, for almost 30 years, I hear. Well, you know what I think when I hear fine? F-I-N-E. Do you know what that means? Don't be upset when I say this. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. That is not okay. In this world, we are supposed to live an amazing, fabulous life with abundance, with a feeling of elevation, with magnificence, because that is what God, what the source, what universe, with all that is, wants us to do. Lean in. Get things right. Have the hard conversations you need to have, because you are losing time. Life is too short when we are spirits and souls having our human experience. It goes in a blink. Do not lose the time. Because when we are in the spiritual realm, which I was able to be when I had my near-death experience in 1999, it is a plane that is full of love, compassion, and just an imaginative, miraculous place. And it goes on forever. Make this life count. Remember, the people that you are with need to elevate your soul. Evaluate, do they drain you? If they are people that drain you and they are not willing to do the work, you may need to rethink it, and you may need to cut the cord. But if they're willing to do the work, stand by them. I do have some other things I'd like to say. When you're trying to elevate up, make sure every day you make a habit that then becomes a practice that begins a part of your life. To meditate, to pray, to stay mindful, to be in the presence of peace, to be grateful. And when I say grateful, I mean grateful that you woke up in the morning, that you are breathing the air in your lungs, that you are walking on your floor, that you have underwear on you, that you have clothes to wear, that you have food to eat. And if you're of working age and you have a job, that you have that job, that you have money to pay your bills, that you have relationships that you're in, that you have support around you, that you have access to freedom. Because we know all too well, in this world of pain, there are freedoms being taken away as we speak. And it is horrible to think about. Practice gratefulness every morning when you wake up, because your elevation will rise to a level that is magnificent. That is the way to start every day. And when you have gratefulness, you have joy in your heart. And with joy, you connect at a level that is so much higher than you could ever imagine. You have the generosity that is needed to continue to manifest. Manifestation is our purpose, and when we manifest, we can be more generous to those in need. I want to thank you for joining me today. Your presence is my gift. Until next time, be at peace.